storage channel, you already know this. Power steering stopped working and the battery was dead. And I suspect the power steering stopped working or didn't turn on because of a voltage issue. So I'm really hoping after 6 hours on the charger, we have a car to drive, because it has to get to Nick tonight. I leave tomorrow, back to Canada at 5 a.m. The car's scheduled to get wrapped tonight, starting. So we need to get the car to Nick's in Orange County, Santa Ana, no matter what. And it's too late to call a tow truck. We gotta get it running. There's no options at this point. Or else Ryan is gonna have to fight somebody. All right, boys, what are your thoughts? Will the car start?
We're gonna be hopeful and say yes.
50,
Thanks, Terry.
I think 50, I mean, maybe.
Ryan, have an opinion, bro.
Yes.
You can't tattoo your face and have no opinion.
Okay, yes, it's gonna start.
Thank you. There's some positivity behind us right now. Saturday night's late. There was a drive planned, but unfortunately it turns out it was just a grand opening of a restaurant, so we're not gonna do that. We're gonna go on the whim. You're joining us tonight on a no plan Saturday. This car has to get dropped off though. But also another problem. I haven't rolled the fenders yet, and this one's getting really bad. Like, pretty soon I have to replace this entire panel. Look at it. How do we roll that? Do you know how to roll a quarter panel? I know somebody who knows how to do that. Fortunately, Uncle Raymond's not answering my call right now, but he knows a thing or two about this, because on his Bugatti Veyron, he did the same thing and used like a baseball bat to roll it. I just don't know how to do that. I don't want to tear that because it's all one piece. Like, this is all one piece here, all the way around the headlight, which I assume means it's expensive, and I don't want to have to mess with that. So on this bad boy here, we're gonna go to 200 amp engine start. Okay, it got louder. Okay, let's just try putting the key in. Oh yeah, it's on. Now, two things have to happen right now in order for this to be a success. The engine has to start, given, and the power steering has to work because it wasn't working earlier. And you'll know right away when you turn the key on because it whines. That's a bad sign. So, it's running. We have no power steering. Well, I guess we're doing this no power steering because it has to get there. A little close. Oh my god, it's awful. Oh, power steering is a dumb problem to have. And something else is broken. Do you hear that?
Something's knocking. Looks like a knock.
Yeah, broken axle. Oh, you guys! I literally just popped the clutch a little bit, as we do here at DDE, and broken axle. That was an axle.
Hey, it's always something.
Tried to clutch kick it?
No, I just dropped the clutch to do a little burn up past the camera. Had the camera set up, you would have heard it when it happened. And I dumped the clutch and I could hear the axle brake. Oil transmission is in the back. Delay, watch. Clutch in. Cool. I want to tell you guys a story right now. I had a father-in-law in my first marriage. He was a large animal vet. He used to deal with horses and things like that. And when he would put a horse down, he had a saying he would say. And it was very heartfelt, compassionate. The owners loved when they heard it. It really gave him a lot of solace and comfort. He would say, and I want to quote this properly, "That's it for that son bitch." And at this point, I'd say that's it for this son bitch. Power steering's broken, axle's broken. It had to be at the wrap shop tonight. It's my fault. I did that, I know. And you guys say, Dave, you're really hard on that thing. I am. But the only way to drive this car is drive like an asshole. It's not that fun. Oh, I hit that. Did you do that on purpose? Yeah. It's frustrating. We've spent a lot of money and time to build a facility, to build cars, and the cars seem to be broken more now than ever. And now I'm not really sure what to do. Honestly, if we want to have cars to go have fun with on the block, we're gonna have to find a way to engineer them, be able to handle the beating and the abuse. That is the F12's intention. The F12 is being built to do that whenever we want. It's just taken years. In fact, we shipped the F12 down to Texas in April 2020 to start the build. It is July 2024. So we're 4 years into that car. And well, if you're wondering where it's at right now, I'll show you. There'll be a huge transformation very soon. We're gonna paint the inside of this car, make it look more cohesive, get the interior done, start bolting in the components and whatnot, build the firewall in the back, add the fuel cell, add the radiator, start plumbing it. The engine is just waiting for bearings. They're saying that will be ready a week or two, and then about a week to build the motor. So with that, this should see some huge updates. They have ordered a front to suspension set, brakes, control arms and all that. I won't get into the details so I'll butcher it, but there's an angle kit for that. That'll get dialed in. The body will be basically factory when it's done because we don't have time for delays on building a body kit. So we're gonna get the car running. All the components are already done and built. The expensive stuff, which is obviously the exhaust manifold from the turbos, those are done. More of the exhaust is done with external wastegates. The turbos are caulked and built. The bell housing adapter plate's been built. All the fittings are ready to go. The wild intake manifold from MAD in Sweden is done, ready to go on the car. Other components, obviously rear differential, front mount intercooler. It's all been engineered and figured out. Now it has to go on the car. Once the engine's in, it will actually move really quick. Mike's committed 90 days, and that was a few days ago, so 85 days. I don't want to be a dick, but I have a big wall clock I might put on the wall, counting down from 90 days from the original date. Not to have the threat, but also just accountability, like that's the clock, we want to get this car done. I really appreciate you guys being patient with when cars break. It's not intentional, and then we take these big builds that take long, also not intentional. And I know you get excited, and I know there's other people that have done builds faster, but we're trying our absolute best. We're throwing a ton of money at it, and a lot of stress, but when it's done, it will be something very special. No one's ever done this before. And when you do something that's never been done, well, there's a lot of question marks with that. You burn time, you burn money, and definitely a few brain cells.
Well, actually, Dave, the 599 rebuild starts now. Before we can start the build, we have to get this car working again because it does not drive right now. Somehow, Dave smoked this brand new off-road race truck power steering pump. There's literally fluid coming out of the power connector. Dave, how did you manage that? And Dave smoked another axle. Actually, this is the first one. This is the one that he just destroyed. He completely sheared off the stub right off of this axle. Shows a lot of commitment from Dave. Huge lack of mechanical empathy. He just does not care. So obviously we've had some issues with these 599s. Damon's completely separate, but on this car, we've now lost 2 power steering pumps, both of the OEM axles. The car does not drive right now. Luckily, it doesn't matter because we just need to take this car to get wrapped, and it doesn't have to run or drive to get wrapped. That's gonna make it really difficult for us because we gotta load the car on the trailer now to take it over to the wrap shop. So I'm gonna need Tim's help. I'm gonna have to pull him off the F12, get those Tim muscles over here to help me push this car onto the trailer.
Tim!
We need you. Oh, we need your muscles. We're pushing dead Ferraris.
Oh, awesome.
Do you even have to ask?
I already pushed that car onto the lift by myself.
We gotta take this car over to the wrap shop. We gotta do it pretty quickly because it's in the afternoon already. It's getting late. There's gonna be traffic, and this car has to be over to the wrap shop today.
I was trying to get the firewall all done. I've been painting, just finishing up some little fab work, but trying to get this car done. We have a little schedule that we're trying to adhere to, but obviously other plans are getting in our way. Why is it so heavy?
Oh, no power steering. These things are hard.
So we just finished the easy part. Now's the hard part because we have a problem. We usually use the jumper pack to use the winch, but we don't have a jumper pack anymore.
Yeah, we have one jumper pack that you can actually turn on because actually one of you guys said in the comments, hey, that type of jumper pack, you can hold this button down and it actually just puts the power out. The other ones that we have, they don't do that. I don't have a battery on here. Where are the jumper cables? I'm gonna have to get the jumper cables and put the van over here to use the winch.
Oh. Where's the jumper cables?
I don't know.
You know, we've been in a very similar position using the van to jump another vehicle. Except we're not jumping a vehicle.
What you doing, Mike?
Just fixing the edge of that fender there. You know, Dave drives this thing so hard in and out of driveways, and it's pretty slammed. The tire caught the edge and just rolled the lip out. A little roll from a piece of tubing, since I have no idea where my fender roller is. Let somebody borrow it. I don't remember who, and now it's gone. So now my fender roller is a piece of tubing, but it worked. It's good to go.
Push, Tim.
I'm pushing.
Push.
I'm pushing.
Push.
Ah, I forgot the car got lower with the smaller wheels.
Yeah, once we took off the F-wheels, the F-wheels.
F-wheels?
F-tweezy. Once we swapped from the HREs back to the stock wheels, this thing got lower by like easily an inch. All right, crank her in. I got it.
Another problem.
What is it?
The problem is I try to
Is it the bumper?
well, that too, but I try to put one ramp in and it got stuck on the little heat extractors on the under tray because the car's so slammed now. So Mike's gonna get wood and we're gonna have to lower the car back down and then pull the car back up, put it onto the wood. So that's awesome. I wonder what this car's gonna look like because nobody's told us what this wrap's gonna be. I didn't even know the car was getting wrapped until today. Yeah. So I'm kind of excited to see.
I have no idea.
Kind of excited to see what's gonna be entailed. I don't know what color it is, what the design's gonna be. Is it gonna be one solid color? Who knows?
Time will tell, Tim. We will know when you guys know. 48-minute drive to go 28 miles. Heading to volume 2 wraps to drop off this 599. So I just want to make sure that Nick knows that we're on our way.
What's up, brother? This is gonna call you.
Yo, what's up, man? We're on the road heading to you right now. I hope you're at your shop.
I sure am.
Awesome. We'll see you in half an hour or so.
All right.
You want to? All right, cool. Do some push-ups. Get your strength in you because we got to push this. We got to push this dead car in your shop, and it's heavy.
Okay. The power steering still works?
No.
Oh boy.
No, he melted that pump.
Oh boy. Yeah, that's gonna be a fun one. Great. All right. All right. Cool. I'll see you guys soon. I'll make some room.
All right, cool. Thanks, dude.
Gotcha.
All right, bye. Dead car coming in. Dave just texted me and said he wants me to go pick up the Bentley. It's at the dealership. Apparently it's ready to go. So once we drop this car off, we're gonna head over to the Bentley dealer and grab that car, which is good news. Like finally a car is done and ready to go and we can pick it up and have another car back at the shop. Because right now we're running kind of thin. So good news for us today.
What happened here?
The bright side, it'll come off really easily. Also, Mike's trailer will rust.
Fully lubricated now.
The cars are gonna slide off real great, even if the park brake's on.
All right, well, we got the trailer fully lubed. We can slide this 599 right into that Tesla over there.
That's good, bro.
All right.
Yo,
I made some space.
how are you?
We're gonna bring the car in and see what we can do.
You're expecting it to be clean?
Yeah, I know. I don't know why. That's very true. My car wash guy is here. Just park it in the front, and then me and Kenny will do it by ourselves
Okay. Yeah,
later
tell
on.
me where you
We
want
can do it, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's manageable.
Tim and I did it.
It's easy.
Right. From what I understand, these were coming out.
Huh?
No? Maybe not?
That was not relayed to me. He
Okay.
just said, can you drop off the car to Nick? And I said, okay.
What?
Do you have a drill?
I do, yeah.
All right, so you can just drill them out. 1/8" drill bit. Buzz them out real quick.
I'm gonna be honest, I've never done anything like that before. As far as drilling it out, is it easy?
It's super easy.
Okay.
And they're aluminum rivets too, so yeah.
I've done a lot, but I haven't gone that far.
Yeah, it's really easy.
Okay, I just drill in, it'll pop right out.
Yep.
I'm not gonna hit the paint or anything.
Nope. The good thing is, if you do hit the paint, you're just gonna wrap
boy.
it anyway, right?
Okay.
So underneath the wrap, you'll see scratches all over the place.
Right.
But that's not a big deal.
That's not important.
It's all good.
All right. Oh, these don't need to come off. I thought that they were on the door for some reason. All right.
Oh, nice. Well, that's one thing less.
Yeah, I mean,
So we'll just trade off no mirror removal for
these.
vent removal.
Yeah.
There we
I
go.
mean, they need to. We'll loosen them, but they don't need to come completely out. These gotta come off. All right. Sweet. Let's get to it.
All right.
Nick, how do you think this car is gonna be to wrap?
Well, I don't think it'll be too crazy, because we're gonna do this carbon fiber, PPF. These little, angles right here are always a little bit of a challenge. It won't be terrible. We've done worse, put it that way. I'm excited though. I'm excited for this one and the Bentley. That'll be fun.
Is that a problem at all, or what?
I got a guy who will take care of it. It's coming tomorrow.
Yeah, keep going. You're good now. Keep it straight.
Dude, that was hilarious. Every time you would press on the brakes, it
was just locking up. Yeah, and I was worried the front end would like slide over or something,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
like you can't correct it because we can't drive forward. We got no winch. Well, overall, it went all right. We didn't crash. It's all yours.
see something that you want here.
Do I want? Maybe. I sat on one of these before.
What'd you think? You got 3 bikes here. Which one are you taking?
Out of them? Probably that one.
The Ducati?
Yeah. Even though it's a V2 and not a V4. This one's cool, but not for the price range, unless it was free.
Hook it up, Nick.
Thanks, Tim.
These?
Yeah.
This is like 25 grand.
And the Ducati's cheaper than that?
Yeah, that one's probably like 18.
Really?
Yeah.
I do like Ducatis. I used to have a Ducati Monster, all blacked out, straight piped. I cut the mufflers on it and do little like turn down tubes.
Of course you did.
Of course I did, right? That was my daily commuter from when I lived like in Hollywood and my shop was in Anaheim. So I had like a 35-mile drive every day. And in traffic, in a car, it would take me like an hour and a half to 2 hours. On the bike, 35 minutes, 35 miles. Almost died every single day. Like white knuckle the whole time. It was crazy. Glad I sold that bike. All right, so we're here at Bentley of Newport Beach. Finally, we've got a car that is done, that can be driven, because obviously both the 599s are broken right now. Some of the cars are in Canada. I guess the Senna's still drivable, Street Evo's drivable, but now Dave will have something to drive, because I think the 599 was the only car he had that was running, and he took care of that. So Bentley it is. Let's go here, let's pick it up, and then I can cruise this thing home. Woo! There's a lot of Bentleys at this Bentley dealership. They all look the same.
Ooh, that's a spec.
Baby blue with a blue top. Well, there it is. We just gotta find somebody to move some cars so we can get it out of here.
I see a really good looking car here, and it's right here. Dude, look how sick that is. That's awesome. No, 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 no. No, look at this. That's awesome.
No, that's awesome. That's a Bentley. That's an estimate, I think. It was only 350 bucks. So the estimate was, so they didn't do the work? Estimate was $7,000, but it's only $350. And the car's still slammed.
Oh no.
So, no.
They didn't fix it. We called Dave. Well, I don't really know what's going on. Obviously, they were not able to fix the rear air suspension. I have no idea why it was here and didn't get fixed, but I guess we'll figure that out. I tried to call Dave. He didn't answer. Head back to the shop and try to get a hold of Dave to see what's going on. It's really weird. Tim and I diagnosed the issue with this car maybe 2 months ago now, and both of the rear airbags were leaking. So that means the compressor has to run all the time to keep it filled up, to keep it at ride height. I thought it was going to Bentley to get repaired. I don't know what happened. I saw the invoice and a quote for almost $7,000, but they didn't do that. It was a $350 bill, and this car isn't under warranty. I'm still trying to figure out why that didn't get fixed. But either way, if the compressor fails, then we're in trouble. One, the compressor is expensive, but if Dave's driving the car, if I'm driving the car or whatever, air suspension fails, this thing will just drop down, not instantly, but it's gonna lower itself within like 30 seconds. And the rear wheels are probably gonna be making contact with the body, flatbed, tow truck, like, it's just not a good situation to be in. And it's just another car with more problems. And I don't know why it wasn't fixed. I think it's quite a bit quicker now after the tune. And it's obviously got all the pops and bangs, but it's still got problems. Still got bad airbags.
Dude, that is ridiculous. I haven't heard it since I got the tune on it. Dang.
Oh, look at that. Dave is calling me right now.
Oh, dang.
I thought you got fake teeth so you didn't have to brush anymore. What's happening?
What's up, boys?
Hey, nice, shiny. Hey, so your Bentley is not fixed.
I know, they called me this morning.
I'm over there like, dude, the car's not fixed. What's going on? Looking at the invoice, I'm like, why'd Dave tell me to pick it up? So what happened?
Did they tell you much?
No, they just like, hey, here you go, here's the keys. Can you pull it out of the shop?
Obviously, I didn't film the conversation earlier because I was really hoping to be positive and uneventful, but basically disconnected the valve system, put direct air into the bag, and charged it up, and it was gushing air, both of them.
Yeah.
So the quote was $6,200 for the two airbags, but one is 3 weeks out. The other one is they approved buying it. That wasn't really the issue, but they don't have an end date, which means they contacted Crew England and they don't have any on the, like, I guess there's a problem, I don't know, long story short, I can't get one. Like, we can order you one, but it could be a month, 6 months, a year, nobody knows.
Back ordered, no ETA.
Yeah,
awesome.
So a lot of the DDE fans would email me and message me. I have 1,000 messages, and a lot of them are just like ideas. No one's really said, hey, here's what you can do. Someone said aftermarket, but what I want to say to the audience is, in that car, the air suspension is connected to everything.
Yeah. So
when you turn a corner in that car, it's going to air up one side of the car versus the other to help it handle. Like it's a smart system, and it's adaptive, and it's real time. So you can't just swap out a bag for a different. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah. 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 And if you like put coilovers on it or something like a full custom kit, now you run into more problems with all the electronics and what the car's trying to do and custom shocks.
Said, like, oh, you put the race kit on, it'll change it. I never planned on changing the suspension. The idea was leave the air in there and then air it up and air it down, but
that's how you're gonna.
Things you just don't know.
Yeah, that's how you're gonna keep the comfort in the car. Yeah, because if you put on some race coilovers, this thing is not gonna ride like a Bentley.
I'm gonna start drinking now because the Bentley, you know, and I know the audience are saying right now this is a dumb problem. I get it, like no one saw that. So, do you guys know what caused it to fail?
What? I don't.
I had a phone call with somebody from Bentley. By the way, there are people that work at the factory on our side. I cannot say who they are, but I've had people contacting me from Bentley that watch the channel that are like, I'll see what I can do, I'll see what I can do. So who knows what that, we'll go with that.
Yeah.
But they said, what happens with that suspension is when you put it on a lift and you don't put it in service mode, the back gets fully aired up and it sits like that and it blows them out. So we had someone working for us, it's no longer with us.
Yep.
To put it on a lift.
Yep.
And now I'm going to have a $6,000 to $8,000 bill. The real issue is the payment on that car is $3,400 a month. If it's down for a year, that's $40,000. So it can't be down for a year, but in the meantime, that bill is basically, I don't know now, but I have a wrap printed for it. I have wheels cut for it. So I need to decide, do I build the car in the meantime?
I mean, at least stuff is happening with the car and it's moving forward. Otherwise it sits, you wait for these repairs, right? And then it's sitting and sitting and waiting, and then you get it repaired, and then you drop it off to get it wrapped, and then you do the wheels, and then it just takes more time. So
I guess I'll ask the audience, do we just go ahead and get it wrapped with wheels on now with a bad suspension? Somebody said, well, why keep on, air's up, keep going. The compressor's constantly spinning when we're driving.
Yep.
Eventually it'll fail, and I was told by Bentley, not the dealership, but Bentley, it's not safe. You're gonna be driving all of a sudden, it's gonna air out all four corners and drop to the ground,
Yeah.
it's just gonna be unpredictable.
Yep.
Don't drive the car. That's why it flashes, don't drive the car.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, if it starts to air down, yeah.
Over to Nick.
Yeah, we got the 599 over there. Obviously, it doesn't move under its own power with that broken axle. Yeah, it was weird. That axle, it just disconnected itself from the car.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna call Ferrari and give me a piece of my mind for that.
Yeah, there you go. Drink away your sorrows, Dave. That looks delicious, by the way.
That's the Bentley. Nick's gonna wrap the Ferrari. The livery's gonna blow everybody away.
Yeah?
The livery will be as loud as the car sounds.
Well, considering your other cars, I can't wait to see this one. It's going to be spectacular.
For the audience watching, I'm obviously in Canada right now, but I want you guys to understand that I have two insane wraps happening on both those cars, wheels for both those cars. They're both broken, but they're both getting built. This is DDE, baby. Everybody's super stupid.
Just keep moving forward, whether you're moving towards a cliff or... There you go. Well, enough about the broken cars, and let's get back to the F12, which is what I'm really excited about. So we got a lot of work done on this car. We've got the rear firewall all done. We've got the door bars done. We've got some really cool gussets on there, and everything is almost done and ready for paint. We're gonna finish riveting the firewall in place. We're gonna put some seam sealer around all the edges to basically seal that completely off. And then we'll spray the interior, reassemble the whole thing, but that's gonna be for tomorrow. So don't go anywhere, guys, because I'm gonna go home, but it's gonna go like that, and we'll be back here at the F12, and we're gonna make some big progress. This thing's really coming together. All right guys, we're back and we made a ton of progress on the F12. It looks completely different. It's really starting to come together and I cannot wait to show you guys. Check it out.
Yeah!
So all of the interior fab work is done now. We've got the firewall in, it's seam sealed, it's all riveted in place. Obviously we've got the door bars in and welded up with some nice gussets on there. I think it looks really good. And then we sprayed the entire interior down with this stainless steel paint. It looks great. Now, it looks like a completed interior, minus the seats and a few other things. So now that we're all done with the interior, we can start actually bolting parts in place. First thing to go in is the pedal box. So we'll put that tilt and pedal assembly in here. We can start running all the fittings and the brake lines and getting all that stuff plumbed up. We can throw the floorboards in, the steering column can go back in, everything basically can go in for the final time and just be bolted in place properly. So we're making some big progress here and we're definitely on our target to get this thing done in the next couple months. So after we get that interior stuff bolted in, then we can move on to the front end of the car, the front suspension. So obviously we've got the Ferrari stuff in here right now. It's all OEM minus the coilovers. It's got the massive ceramic carbon brakes. All of this stuff is gotta go. It works great as a street car, probably works pretty well as a track car, but is not gonna work well for a Gymkhana car. So we're gonna ditch all this stuff and we got some new parts to go in its place. Unfortunately, no one makes an angle kit for a Ferrari F12. So we had to resort to using an angle kit that was built for a Corvette.
Yeah! Let's go.
That's all you.
I knew you were gonna get a kick out of that, Mark. So this is an angle kit for a C6 Corvette. I looked at a bunch of different stuff and a bunch of different companies' angle kits. This one looked like it was the easiest for me to modify. The knuckles are very simple, pretty strong, pretty robust. So I think it's actually gonna work out well. And the location of the tie rod is in a pretty good spot. The upper and lower control arms are similar shape to what's on the F12 right now, although they are not going to work as they are. So these are gonna have to get chopped up, modified, basically built into a combo of a Corvette knuckle with some custom control arms to make all this work. The only reason I bought the entire kit was it's a lot easier to start with something, so I can chop these parts up, run it through the suspension travel, look at the geometry, look at the steering angle, and get everything finalized, and then I'll make some new control arms for it. I think the knuckles will stay as they are, unmodified. The lower control arm we might actually use and just modify it, but I'm not sure yet. That's just part of the game. We're building something from scratch here. No one has ever built an F12 and put a big angle kit on it. So it's the first time that we're doing this, first time that anybody's doing this. It's gonna take some R&D. So we're gonna pull all that front suspension off the car. We're gonna start playing with these parts, try to get them bolted up. Obviously we'll have to make some other parts to get it to fit. In the end, we're gonna run some Corvette brakes on the front of this thing because they're gonna bolt up, Corvette wheel bearings. So everything's gonna be really accessible and easy to find replacement parts for and not have the Ferrari tax added to it. So before we can actually bolt the pedal assembly into the car, we're gonna start digging into this massive pile of fittings, get this thing assembled. So we've got some fittings that are gonna go on here, that are gonna go to the brake reservoir. This is gonna get mounted inside the car. So that's gonna get a bracket made up, and then all the stuff will get bolted in, and then we can start measuring for the actual brake lines and have those custom made. We also got some fans. So we've got these twin Spall fans that are gonna be going on to the intercooler. So obviously this isn't a road race car. It's not gonna be moving at high speed for a long period of time. It's not gonna be doing laps. A set of tires might only last a minute, and then the car is gonna stop. So we need to have that airflow while the car is stopped. So fans in the front on the intercooler and oil cooler, and fans in the rear on the radiator will keep this thing cool so we don't have to worry about the car overheating. So we're hoping to have the engine back from D-Sport in about 2 weeks, completely assembled and done and ready to drop into the car. And then right after that, I've got the wiring guy scheduled to come down. He's already built about half of the harness, but he hasn't terminated any of the ends of the wires. So basically, it just kind of looks like branches of wires right now. We want to put that into the car, drill the holes for the bulkheads, get those connectors in place and terminate all the ends so everything fits perfectly. There's no extra length or a wire that's not long enough. It is truly tailor fit, made for this car. Everything's gonna have to fall in place for that to happen, and we wanted to get the interior stuff done get the brake lines run, get a good head start on the front angle kit so that when we get the engine, we can start bolting all of the components that we've already built back onto it. Put the clutch on there with a custom flywheel, the release bearing, the bell housing that we custom made, the transmission. Once we get that in, we can order a drive shaft, get the shifter linkage made. There's a lot of things that are gonna be happening, and they're gonna be coming together really fast now. We're at a point where we're gonna start doing the assembly and finishing touches so we can get this car on the road in hopefully about 2 months. Guys, stay tuned. I'm so pumped for this. Tim, what do you think?
I can't wait until we get the engine back and have this whole engine bay painted. It's gonna look so crazy. Like, actually finally seeing it done in not like different colors and aluminum
All
and
patchy fabric in between.
Yeah, and having the engine just like float in there as a mock-up. Like having it in there completed with all the tubes welded and like
all the headers,
everything.
and the V12 with
it's
that
gonna look
exhaust system that we
insane.
made. Yeah, it's gonna be wild. I hope you guys are pumped because we're pumped. Let's go. Let's go, Tim.